Hello, hello, and good morning to everyone. Um, Using a different camera today, and boy, does it played with some settings because this thing wasn't focusing right for me before. But I think I've dialed this camera in, and it is superior to the other one I've been using. Fish are looking absolutely stunning. But you can see I have three that had been struggling for a while, and those three were basically they were not kicking the cloudy eye issue. It was just lingering in them, and it was taxing them, and it's been taxing them, and they're skinnying up because of it. Three fish in particular. One's worse than the other two. He's the worst one. If you look at his eyes right now, we've got them clear. I don't know why the brightness just did that, but quite black looking. And he's showing better color, even making his stripes go away from time to time, especially if there's food in the water. So, and then the other two, I think this is one here, looking quite clear, a little skinny again, but not too bad on that one. And the third one's always been a little small, but same thing, maybe just a hint left in that one's eye. This one was the cloudiest and not the skinniest. And she's clearing up now too. And I tried all of the stuff I could buy to try and lick this problem, and that didn't work. So there was a fish keeper on my side of the border, we'll just say. We'll keep anonymous because, but I'd just like to thank that individual one more time for providing me with some metronidazole they had on hand. Because I'm mixing that with some Paracleanse into their food. They were getting Paracleanse anyway, but they're weak, so we want to make sure that their guts aren't, they're vulnerable right now until I get some weight on them. So anyway, metronidazole's knocking this out of them. Finally, I've got something that can deal with it, and I have just enough, basically, probably likely to lick this issue. So I didn't get my hand on a pile of it, but we managed to muster up just enough. And again, thank you for helping me out with that greatly. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to show you all how that's working out for those three that I was honestly starting to feel like I was going to lose. So it's very nice to keep those, and it is greatly appreciated. Because I probably would have lost those three fish. They just weren't kicking it. The others that were afflicted overcame it naturally, I guess, because the meds didn't work on the other three. And I think 5 were affected total, sorry. And it was only the stinkers. No one else was bothered by whatever hit them. And it's simply a, strength of their immune systems. That's all it is. Um, Gene quality. You see, when I bought my stankers, I was like, oh, what an amazing deal. But we've got to drive like an hour and a half to get them. But and we were given, I'm like, why so cheap? I got this song and dance like he was quitting, but he was keeping all the real nice ones, and they were a lot bigger than the ones he was selling. And basically, I realize now because I was a noob a year ago, but he was just selling off his C grade discus to me, and that's fine, I guess. But you're meant, C grade. I think they're meant to be called. I'm not sure. I think I basically bought his calls for a very low price, so that granted the price was right, but normally the calls don't make it right. Like that's why you call them, because they're going to suffer. And months later, when he realized I actually kept most of them alive, well, half of them alive, he wanted to, I don't know, came up with some story to buy my best three. He wanted to buy three of them. Of course, three of them are really good fish. Three of them actually turned out to be solid fish, and the rest of them are still weak. So he wanted to come back and basically buy my three best ones off me after telling me he was getting out of it. But he was saying it was for one of his quote-unquote clients, which may have been true, I suppose, because all of his clients, that particular client's fish had died. So, and he wanted more. That was what I was told. So, but I was like, no, I'm keeping what I got. I've lost too many already, and I need them. So, I don't think he was very pleased after that. He wanted to, he wanted this guy, for example. He would have picked him. He said he wanted three, and I got three that are solid. So obviously he wanted to take the three that are solid. That's another one. And the third guy is right here. Really nice examples. Good patterns and everything. So my best one's the one that's breeding with the snakeskin, and it's a male. The thing about when you go to the pet shop, you buy them there, are, ones that have been shipped in. They're normally all females. Very low chance you'll find a male that way. It could be that my only males will be from the stinker batch. It could be. I might have one or two from the others. But that's why they say you need to buy 10 discus to get one pair. It's because there's more females born than males, and the breeders will pluck the males out for themselves and or to sell at a higher price. And the ones you'll find in the stores are likely, you can miss a male because it's hard to pick them out, but apparently from what I'm reading, in the early stages the males will grow faster. So if you grab all the big ones when they're like 1 inch fry, you're probably plucking out all the males. And I think that's how they go about it. So there'll still be males that slip through, but they're going to grab the bulk of the few that are born naturally. There's more females. And that's why the retail average is you buy 10 discus and you get only one pair of them, because there'll be one male and everyone else will be a female. I still don't know the sexes of all my fish. I know who a bunch of females are, and I'm waiting for everyone to grow before I know the rest. So I suspect some are males, and again, they tend to be the stinkers. So I'm glad to have them, and keeping them alive is very important to the whole operation, because finding males is probably going to be difficult until I make my own. But I do have at least one successful producing pair, so we will get there. They're back in this tank right now because they went off breeding behavior, and being back with the shoal will comfort them and bring them back into season faster. So we will wait for them. Basically, that seems to be what happens: is they go for a few rounds, and then they take a break for a while, and then they do it again. Which is why I need to accumulate at least 5 pairs. For the level of fish production I think I need, or I'd like to achieve, I should say. So let's go have a little peek at the Oscars with this camera. I just can't stop looking at these discus today. Beautiful. So we've been working on the cone snails in here. I've been manually removing the larger ones that I see, and looks like there's some ram horns in here too. Upstairs, the assassin snails have been propagating, so I dropped there's 2 larger ones, and now 1 smaller baby that I found. I dropped that in here too. So we've got 1 large assassin here, we've got 1 large assassin here, and there's a baby in there somewhere too. I just added, and they've been doing their job, because I've been seeing dead snail carcasses floating around up top. Of course, there's one there actually floating down. So that's the assassin snails taking them out. They're busy. They're hungry, and they're pretty efficient actually. So now that I've got them propagating in the main tank, I'll be able to stay on top of pest snails forever. And when I get lots of propagated assassin snails, they sell for between $5 and $8 in my city, so I don't mind. They're a good problem to have, because I can make bank off them. So I can't make nothing off a Malaysian cone snail. I even tried to give them away to people with pufferfish, and they wouldn't. No one wants to deal with them. It's like bringing cockroaches home. And the barrel system's working good, as usual. Should probably turn the light on in here, but I don't know. I think it's going to affect the camera in a negative way. Oh, good. I have the overhead one off. Yep. I love my Oscar setup. It is, so do the Oscars. They absolutely love the Oscar setup. Again, my aim is always water clarity and quality, and because they're large fish, they need more volume to achieve that, and that's what this system's all about: achieving the most amount of volume I can for them. Most people do that by trying to buy 300-gallon tanks. I built a 260 to 270 gallon system by adding low-cost rain barrels that take up very little space, because this area is space limited. I also can't afford an 8-foot tank, and a 6-foot tank would have only given me maybe 30 more gallons, and 40 more gallons than what they're already in, which is like stacking on that 30-gallon tank there, which would have been nice, but it's not a lot of extra water. So by linking all of these together, all of those fish in that system are living better than they would in one large 260-gallon tank. because these also act as like a sump, and there's biomedia in there and everything helping clean the water as well. So they breathe very, very clean air, and the youngins are growing super fast because of it. I haven't fed them breakfast yet. They are hungry. They're waiting for it, but I don't feed them too early. These aren't like discus. They get a lot less food, but they are happy fish, happy, healthy fish. And the environment's aging, and it's just doing better and better every week. Algae starting to pipe down. It's not coming back nearly as fast. There's some on the bottom glass there I actually missed on my last cleanup. I'm going to get in there and catch that up. But, you know, it's all looking really, really nice. I think the filtration's dialed in. I was going to add more, but it seems to just, everything's good. I'm going to add more pot scrubbies in here and biomedia. There's still lots of room for pot scrubbies. I'm going to put tons in this blue one because it's the one before here. And then I got a pipe that leads down, so the fresh water goes down. The pot scrubbies all float in a big thick layer on top, and so the old water will enter, and it has to come up through the pot scrubbies and then through the pipe. So it's going to, it's really going to be a nice setup for these fish. And I hope to one day fall on a 6-foot tank or an 8-foot tank that you can't apparently buy new 18-inch 6-foot tanks, but the older ones, it was definitely available. So I'll just try and fall on an old one that's real cheap. And I need 18-inch tanks just to fit on this rack properly. That's the way I've set it all up. So, and if I can't find one, then I'll just put a big tank around the back corner, which is likely what I'm doing anyway. That's what I want to do with that wall, just on the opposite side of here. I like to run an 8-foot tank back there, or build a plywood tank that takes up that whole run, which is, I'm really leaning towards the plywood build. But I'm going to have to save up some money because I'll need to buy all new wood for that. Using scrap wood for that, I don't think is the way to go. It needs to be square, flat, fresh, and strong. So I can't have any weakness. I can't have any warps. So it'll have to be brand new wood. Everything's gonna have to be nice and square. And then we'll link it into the barrels, this barrel system and these tanks when I make it. And it'll be like just a massive amount of continuously flowing water. And we'll put the big Oscars over there. And then over here we'll do other stuff. Like keep the silver dollars and find stuff that mixes well with them perhaps. And then maybe down here, who knows what we'll do. Might just keep it for a breeding station for Oscars. You see a couple pair off, we throw them down here, we make some Oscar babies. It's probably what's going to have to happen because I'm going to need something for that possibility. She's a big girl, so once one of these males is ready, she's gonna be. I'll just drop a big plate in there and let her do her thing. Take the plate away, drop it in the, well, it'll be this tank, and then we'll raise the babies over here. Or it might be the upper tank. It's safer. We'll see. I don't know yet. But I know it might happen. And yeah. We'll see what we get. So we got 3 assassin snails in that tank, and let's hope they do their job very quickly. This tank's not as bad as the one upstairs, so they should be able to resolve it. Yeah, this morning's more of a just sort of sit around, feed fish, enjoy the tanks because everybody's in good shape today. Discus tank will need a water change probably tomorrow just for the sake of it, not because it needs it, but because they're discus and you keep it clean and you keep it fresh. These guys are a once a week deal. And if there was a life emergency and I needed to wait 2 weeks, they would be fine, absolutely fine in this system. But it's a once a week deal because we want to keep it fresh and clean, because that's what fish keeping, in my opinion, should be about. Now, there are swamp fish, and if you want to keep them in their natural environment, then the green water tanks are the way to go for fish that are supposed to live in a swamp. But if you're running river fish, you need to be clean. You need to simulate their environment. And those swampy, dirty tanks don't do favors for cichlids at all. So I'd just like to thank you again, because this one's getting a little long, for watching. I do like talking about my fishies though, and these two are now been a little bit. They're hungry though. I think that's what's happening right now. This tank I really love. I really love watching this tank. I just like the fish that are in it. I like how it's working out. And I like the decor. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you all have a wonderful day.